Hi, my name is Michael Becker, and welcome to this installment of the mCordis Mobile Insights. And with me today is Andrew Couch, the CEO and co-founder of Candy Lab, and his Vice President of Business Development, Andrew Kirkland. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for coming to today's event.
Thank you for having us, Michael. Great to be here.
So, this concept of augmented reality or virtual reality is all the rage, and you guys really help enable that for marketers. So, I'm hoping you can help explain what augmented reality is, the type of benefits and experiences marketers can be providing the people they serve through and with augmented reality. And then I want to talk about how you can help enable that. But let's start with that first question. What is augmented reality?
Got it. Michael, augmented reality is superimposing content on a user's smartphone camera screen. It's in addition to reality.
Okay, great. That's a really cool, concrete example. I'm not sure anybody has any clue as to what that actually is. So maybe you can actually illustrate that through a couple of examples for us.
Sure. So there is a couple of examples, uses of AR, one of them being an entertainment style. So you can have, be in the grocery store and you see a box of Cheerios. You could pull out your phone, or even once you're back at the house, you hold your phone over the back of the Cheerios, and the honeybee comes to life right there on your phone in real time and sings his ABCs to you. That's an entertainment value aspect of it.
Which allows
just to get a little geeky on that. Within the application, it's able to recognize something on the box that says, okay, trigger this experience, and the bee flows out, and then there can be interactivity with that. Okay, I get that. That's cool. What would be another example?
So another example would be commerce. You can actually be doing business in augmented reality based off of the location of a user's smartphone. Whether they're outside, inside, you can give them that experience, and they can get messages from an actual business encouraging them, an invitation to interact with that brand all through augmented reality.
Okay, can you give me an example, a commerce example?
Sure. So you could have an app like a bar finder, and you're walking around downtown Chicago, and there are little Stella Artois bottles floating through the lens of your phone telling you, hey, come here and have a Stella Artois. Come to this bar and have a Stella Artois.
Okay, so this idea of augmented reality, using those two examples, I could either be enhancing the experience I'm having with the physical product, or I could be augmenting the physical world as I'm looking at it and getting directions, being advised, being coached, and having this really unique synchronized experience. So that's really cool. So what's unique about Candy Lab and your ability to actually enable that for marketers?
Yeah, so at Candy Lab, we're making augmented reality a reality for brands. We're taking the guesswork out of the areas that they shouldn't have to focus on. And we also realize that the industry is fragmented, and our goal is to help consolidate a lot of that for them. And we have with our product, Candy Bar.
Okay, so what does that really mean? So if I'm a brand, if I want to create an augmented reality experience for the individuals I serve, do I have to have an app? Do I have to have somebody else's app? Can I integrate augmented reality into my existing app? And is augmented reality all about apps, or not? Can you explain that a little bit?
Right.
Oh yeah, sure. So there's a few different ways. Augmented reality, for that to be able to work on a smartphone, you do need to have an app running on the phone, because there's a lot of things going on the phone that the marketer is going to have to use through an app to deliver that augmented reality content. So to be clear, you do have to have an app on your phone to deliver that augmented reality content. There's a couple of products out there that marketers can benefit from that are kind of makeshift, kind of AR, but to get that true experience, you really should run it through an app.
Okay. And so tell us, how do you help make this possible for marketers?
Yep. So what we do to help make augmented reality a reality for marketers is, not just giving them the technology, it's giving them the end-to-end process. It's getting them onboarded responsibly. It's teaching them what AR is, teaching them how we have learned and how our customers have learned to better use it over the past few years. It's us addressing their concerns, all the way down to contracting, to privacy policies, to helping them set up their own app stores. We handle all of the work for them. We just want them to focus on their message and delivering content to very specific locations. And the process that we've made, Michael, inside of our product allows our marketers to very efficiently come into the augmented reality space and compete with the best of them because of the process and the code base that we as technology providers have refined over the years. And that's what we are aiming to do, and that's what we do with our marketers.
Okay, so can you explain that process a little bit more? Like, what is the process of creating an augmented reality experience, simply put?
for our customers, or just in general?
Yeah, let's say somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, Andrew, I really that idea of creating interactivity with my physical product, or creating interactivity within the spatial dimension of the person I'm serving when they're at a live event sounds really appealing to me." What's the process for them to actually get started and make that a reality? How long does it take? Is it incredibly expensive? Walk us through that a little bit.
Right. So if they want to go out there and build it themselves, then yes, it's incredibly expensive, but that's where we come in. So we just want the marketers to focus on what they're good at, marketing, doing that. And that's why we built what we have to deliver this to them, and they can rapidly, 45 days later, they're giving this experience to their targeted demo in augmented reality.
Yeah, to their demo audience, to their demographic audience. And that 45 days, Michael, it's because we're a code-based company. So if you're a marketer and you want to use technologies like augmented reality, well, with our case, ours works by location. Their experience is typically 30 to 45 days. We work with them. We ensure that their apps are completely brand accurate. Our apps are custom branded. So we're actually nowhere to be found on the consumer-facing side of our apps after we sell them to our marketers and get them set up. We put the apps in their app stores or our app stores, and they're off to the races. So if a marketer can check out on Amazon, or if they can do their own AdWords campaign or their own PPC campaign on Facebook, they're going to have a very similar experience with our management system, which is what they're familiar with using, which is really cool, Michael, because what they're really doing is using something familiar that they've done elsewhere on the web, but they're actually delivering content in augmented reality throughout an entire city, a shopping center. They're bringing exhibits to life, like you were talking about before with bars. You can bring brand name beer companies to life visually. That'll help guide all of us to have all these cool, unique experiences, right? Like around an area. And our marketers are able to do that in 30 to 45 days. They don't have to wait a year and a half to get their apps, right?
Fantastic. So do I need a pre-existing app? But based on what you just told me, it sounds like you have some pre-templated apps that as a marketer, I can leverage and use, rebrand, white label, if you will, and then quickly launch that experience. So really, as a marketer, if I understand what you just said, I come up with my messaging, I come up with my target and my creative, I think about the experience I want to offer my user, I can log into your platform, upload those assets, use one of your existing templates, and 45 days later, all of a sudden I have an app up in the App Store driving an augmented reality experience for my customers. Did I get that right?
Yes, you nailed it, Michael.
Well,
yes,
dude,
that's right.
So that's really cool.
What we've done is it's a mannequin. You just put whatever set of clothes you'd like on it.
Wow, that really revolutionizes the process of getting and creating an augmented reality experience for the customer from a brand perspective, unlike any other way I've heard from any other company that's involved in this space. So really exciting. If as a marketer who's listening to this video and now understands augmented reality, gets a sense of some of the heightened experiences that they can provide to the consumer, and we've just learned how quickly and easily that can be done for them, how would they go about engaging and interacting with you? But actually, before we get to that, this other idea just popped in my mind. In kind of our pre-brief call that we had for this interview, you mentioned something that you're doing with beacons in augmented reality that is unique and no one else is doing. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
Yeah, so I'm like very excited about this one. We have such a great tech team. I'm so proud how we pulled this one off. But yeah, here's the cool part about it. So we talked about delivering content to GPS locations before. That's when the phone needs to be outside under satellites, right? For the app users to pick up that augmented reality content.
And actually, let me pause you right there then. So a big part of augmented reality, which we didn't really kind of bring to life on this conversation, is I'm in a physical environment. So if I'm triggering off the box of the Cheerios box, as you explained, that could just be a location-independent, contextually irrelevant experience in that regard. It's just entertainment off of the box. But you're starting to allude to the fact that augmented reality, example, Andrew, you brought up the bar finder example earlier. That requires me to know the location. And so in that regard, location-specific augmented reality enables my phone, more often than not, I'd have to be outside to have that experience. And because I'm able to connect the location to the GPS of the device, etc. But what you're now starting to allude to is when I'm indoors and and my phone is pinged against a beacon, we can actually start doing location relevant augmented reality inside a store environment.
Yeah. In fact, we're working that way right now. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah, so in the early stages of augmented reality really were those cereal box type examples. It was using the camera to recognize a piece of artwork and makes it come to life. What we've done, realizing that all these smartphones have a camera and GPS, is we're actually using the locations, the GPS, to give that same experience, and then further beacons. Since you can't, drop a GPS through the roof of a mall, we use these little things called beacons to deliver that inside. And that's where the name Candy Bar, blended augmented reality, indoors and outdoors, came about.
Oh, and Bar, so the company name is Candy Lab, and the product name is Candy Bar.
That's correct.
And it's blended augmented reality. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. And Andrew, you were talking about earlier the fact that, so I'm walking in the mall, it beacons ping my phone, I get a notification on the phone saying, join in on this augmented reality experience. Now, does the brand have to have had an app pre-installed on the person's phone? What is that experience that the user is going to have as they're walking down the aisle of the mall?
Yeah, so it's actually a three-tiered experience. It starts with us giving the marketers the apps they need. Let's give an example. The Spectrum Shopping Center here in California. We would go to the marketing team at the Spectrum Shopping Center. They would get the app, and then what they're able to do is go to all of their retail stores that are on property and say, hey everyone, we have this app called the Spectrum Irvine Shopping app. We're going to gear this towards these demographic people around driving distances to help get them to come here on property. What you guys are going to do is take one of these beacons, you're going to stick them above your door, and you're going to go to this website, Candy Bar, you're going to log in, and you're going to customize offers, just like you would with AdWords, or just like you would with Facebook. And that's all those SMBs, those small businesses are going to have to do on property. And they can only control their beacon content placement and GPS locations, and they're going to have to potentially pay, right, the Irvine Spectrum to be featured in this new kind of lead retrieval service that they're offering these SMBs. And then at the user level, this is what's great about it. You and I, we're not going to put 15 different apps on our phones for all of our favorite brands at a shopping center, but we might be more encouraged to put an app on our phone that's relevant to our most nearest shopping center that encompasses everyone on property. So we set ourselves up to be able to work that way. So by the time the app user is interacting with this location content, the cool part about it, Michael, the marketers at the level that can afford to do the media buys, that are sophisticated in understanding how to really get a message out to get the app on people's phones, are doing a lot of the heavy lifting that we found over the past few years. When I met you actually last year at AppSword, I think I was telling you, SMBs don't have that kind of power. So what's really neat about it is we can collectively bring up a higher kind of marketing power to let them push the app. SMBs can benefit from this app campaign, and the app users, the coolest part about it, we're getting more localized, relevant offers that are actually useful to us that we want to redeem, because these SMBs aren't having to spend thousands of dollars every month to communicate to their target audience. They're just advertising through their local shopping center app that's geared towards us, the customer, to help us go on property. Once we're on property, that's where the magic of GPS and our beacon content delivery happens. The phone gets close to a location, say Nike, Fila, or the AMC movie theater wants you to be at. You unlock content right on the spot that says, hey, by the way, for the next few hours, buy one, get one free movie ticket. Just 15 steps over here at the movie theater. Oh, wow, that's great. There's points inside of it that they can leverage and other features that they can also benefit from.
And can you explain this offer a little bit from the small to medium-sized business? Is it just a piece of text, or is it actually an augmented reality offer?
So we make one piece of augmented reality content or multiple pieces of augmented reality content that the marketers can assign whenever they drop a GPS location, in our case, Michael. When the marketer does it through the dashboard, what they're really doing, if you can think about dropping the little stick figure guy on Google Maps, they drop their location. What they're really doing is they're dropping augmented reality content. It's affixed now on a GPS coordinate. So whenever my phone gets really close to it, I'm guided to it because I have directions. We unlock augmented reality content on the spot without scanning anything. It's an effort.
So associated with that augmented reality content is now also the SMB's offer, and it creates this really unique and exciting experience.
And it says, oh, by the way, walk up to the movie theater, and then the beacons can take over to continue that experience all the way to the point of sale spot or the cash register, or to an area that the marketer wants people to go to.
So this is really exciting. So not only is Candy Lab made augmented reality a reality, it seems like Candy Lab has also democratized augmented reality. So even it's accessible to the small to medium-sized business, which is really exciting. So if I'm a business and I'm a marketer and I want to get involved with and start developing an augmented reality experience, how do I reach out to you? How do I engage you? How do we get started?
Yeah. So you can go to our website, candylab.com, to get in contact with us. We also have a booth at Apps World, and that's at Santa Clara Convention Center this year, and then as well as Augmented World Expo. If any marketers want to get even a more in-depth approach at learning about augmented reality, I highly encourage them to look up the Augmented World Expo event. There's companies all over, Michael, that will give as much explanation about AR and what they're doing to really help give the marketer a better understanding of just the versatilities of this technology.
But it sounds like nobody's making it as easy and as accessible as you are.
If you don't, then we shouldn't be in this business.
Nobody's
marketers.
Nobody's doing it the way we're doing it and delivering that end-to-end process.
Well, that's fantastic. And I really encourage you, anybody that's listening to this video and that wants to learn more about augmented reality, to reach out to Andrew and to find out more. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you so much, Michael,
Thanks,
for having
Michael.
us.
All right, take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.